Hello and welcome to this week's Ruby Shoes podcast, delivering the very best local entertainment news across East Anglia each and every week. Now, this week on the Ruby Shoes podcast, we go full on Christmas shows. We've got 2 panto interviews from 2 different productions, and we've been to 2 Christmas shows in the past week alone. Plus, we've got a roundup of some of the region's top shows coming your way very soon, which you won't want to miss out on. So let's begin this week's episode with actor Michael Greco, best known for his role as Beppe DeMarco in EastEnders. He's opening tomorrow, that's Tuesday the 17th, at the Ipswich Regent Theatre as the Baddie in Jack and the Beanstalk. And I got to meet him when he first set foot inside the theatre just a few weeks ago. Michael Greco
Hello.
Here at the Ipswich Regent Theatre. Hello, how lovely to be chatting to you this morning. Obviously widely known for your role in EastEnders as a popular Beppe DeMarco. You joined back in 1998, but your character was developed as part of the show's introduction, of course, the DeMarco family, the majority of whom, with the exception of Beppe, of course, all disappeared, but you were hugely popular. I can't believe I'm literally talking to you. You were once voted as the, let's just get this right, once voted as the sexiest male soap star.
Twice
Voted.
Yeah, come on, get it right. No,
Sorry.
Twice. I mean, the soap awards were, I think the first one was 1999. I think was the first one. So I got that achievement, and then the following year as well. And then this bloke called Martin Kemp got it the next year. I mean, Martin
Who's ever heard of him?
Who's ever heard of him? I mean, look, he's so ugly as well. So, yeah, I mean, great. You know, EastEnders was a fantastic part of my life. I was there for 5 years, and the character was hugely popular. You know, there was a time when we were, as a family, we came in together, and for the first 2 years, and there was this point where the boss asked each one of our family to go up to the office to basically say, we're not renewing your contract. So my 2 sisters, my brother, my mum, my grandpa, my granddad were all told, sorry, we're not renewing your contract. And I was the last one to go into the office. Yeah. So they were like, oh, well. So I was like, okay, well, I'll see you in a minute. So I went up there and it said, basically, you know, we're renewing your contract for another 2 years. So I had to then go and face the music.
Oh.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that was not a nice thing to be told.
No.
It was great to be told that they would renew my contract, but it was not nice to tell the rest of the family that I was, I was staying on. It would put us all in a tricky predicament, but it is what it is.
It is, and it's the industry, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Unfortunately, it's a cutthroat industry, and it's tough. You know, it's a very precarious industry. It's an industry that I would always encourage kids to want to do, but always remember that it's full of no's. You know, even now I do maybe say I do 100 self-tapes, I'll probably get 2 of them. Yeah. You know, it's a really, really tough industry. So, but it's a great industry. When you're working, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and you're working now. You're here in panto. You're going to be flesh creep. I can't imagine how you could possibly play a character like that with the looks that you have. So you are an actor.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to really act to make us really, really want to boo you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, any actor will tell you the most fun parts are the baddies. You know, if ever I've done panto, it's always been Ebenezer or Captain Hook, and this is the next one. He's going to be very different to those characters because he has to be a really unlikable and gruesome character. So it's not going to be easy because what happens is that everyone boos you, and then you have to talk over the top of that. So your voice comes under a lot of pressure. So I have to look after myself during those 2 weeks and make sure that ideally we have a lot of fun at the end of the day.
And how do you look after your voice? I mean, at the moment it's sounding great.
Yeah.
It's a dodgy time of year, all sorts of bugs flying around. How do you look after yourself?
Basically, I don't really drink. I'm always wrapped up warm. I'm always drinking hot teas and ginger teas and ginger and lemon, and taking Manuka honey and staying as far away from people as possible. Yeah, I know it sounds...
an auditorium.
Yeah, no, that's right. But it sounds weird. But even when you have a conversation with someone, I try and stand back away because whether it's a COVID time or not, it's a case of you can easily catch a cold or a cough from just standing so close to somebody because you're taking in the exhalation. So I do try and stay away from people in that sense and keep myself fit and healthy and go to the gym and eat well, all the things we're told to do.
Yeah. You look fit and healthy.
Yes, thank you.
Like you're ready for panto.
Yeah.
Tell me about since EastEnders, some of the highlights for you. What have you been up to?
Oh, some great highlights. I think one of my favourite jobs I've ever done, I did a 3-part drama in America for a show called Hatfield and McCoy's, which had Kevin Costner, Bill Paxton, to name but a few, playing opposite them, which won like Golden Globes and Emmy Awards. So that's been my favourite job ever. I recently did the prequel to Hunger Games, the new Hunger Games movie as it came out. Unfortunately, some of my scenes were cut, which I was gutted about, because they had scenes with Viola Davis, who's obviously done very well for herself, and just the various kind of TV shows and theatre. I just did a 10-month tour of 12 Angry Men, the play. So I've been very lucky. Touch wood, been very lucky. Been very, very busy. But panto's different in a sense that around Christmas time, around November, December, January, there's very little work for actors as it is. There's very few actors working unless they're in a long-running soap or something like that. So doing panto is perfect. It's perfect timing. It's financially it's fantastic for actors, and more importantly, it's a load of fun. Rather than just sitting on your backside and not doing anything, to actually be out doing something is great.
And you've got this whole new family. So you're going to be celebrating.
Whole new family, and I know Mike McLean very well. I've known him for a good 20-25 years. We go back a long way, and we know each other's personalities very well. So I'm looking forward to working with him.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bouncing between the two.
A lot of bouncing between us already, because we play golf together and we take the mickey out of each other a lot. So there's probably going to be some of that on stage as Michael and Mike, rather than just the characters. So we'll probably come in and out of character in that sense.
We're going to look forward to that.
Yes.
Final question for you. You will get one day off. That's Christmas Day. How is Christmas Day for you this
Christmas
year?
Day will be great because I've got a three-year-old and a 6-month-old.
Congratulations.
And thank you. For me, I'm not the biggest Christmas fan, but I've become more of a Christmas fan since I've had my boys. So basically, it's all about relaxing on Christmas Day with my family, having a couple of glasses of wine, not too many, because we've got a show Boxing Day, and enjoying to see their faces when they open up the presents.
Have a wonderful one. Thanks for talking to us.
Pleasure.
Next, in this past week, the Spa Pavilion Theatre kindly opened their stage door to the Ruby Shoes podcast, and we visited the cast who are in their final preparations for Sleeping Beauty, which opens this week. That's Friday the 20th of December. Well, tonight I'm at the Spa Pavilion Theatre in Felixstowe. You can probably hear the waves behind me. Just about to go up the steps and into the stage door to interview the cast of the Denisloe Theatre Company, who are performing Sleeping Beauty. I'm going to interview a couple of the cast to find out how they're getting on. It opens on Friday, so things are definitely hotting up.
Now, on the poster, I'm Charles.
Okay.
That's going to totally confuse
That
you.
is going to confuse me. Why are you Charles on the poster?
I'm Charles Burden.
Okay.
But all my friends call me Roger.
Okay. What would you like me to call you?
I'll explain the story. When I first went into show business and I joined Equity, they wouldn't let me use my own name.
Okay.
And my proper name is Roger Charles. So I took my surname and my mother's maiden name, which gave me Charles Burden.
Excellent.
And I was a double act called Burden and Moran.
Ah,
So it all
fantastic.
fitted in. So
So we've got Showbiz royalty in this particular panto, have we?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
This is Tash agreeing with me here. All right. Now I'm completely confused whether I call you Roger or Charles or...
Whatever.
What would you prefer?
I don't mind.
Oh, gosh.
Dame Dolly. There you
Dame
go.
Dolly, there you go.
Dame Dolly, even
There you
better.
go.
So that's... I was about to say, what
Yeah,
do you play? So you're Dame Dolly. And Tash, what are you playing?
I am the good fairy.
Ah, fantastic.
And she's very good. all the spells work.
Excellent.
Just about.
Excellent. Now, neither of you are strangers to panto, I'm guessing.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Exactly.
This is my 57th year of doing
That's
pantomime.
amazing. Congratulations.
And I'm 21.
Of course. I was going to say, you don't look a day over 21, so fantastic. Well, it keeps you young, doesn't it, doing panto?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And Tash, what about you? I was going to say you've been around a bit, but that didn't sound like it.
Well, to be
I
fair.
mean, as in you've done lots of theatre, you've done lots of performance, she says
so I
hurriedly.
think this is my 5th panto with Dennis Lowe Theatre Company because I've not lived in Ipswich for very long. I didn't grow up in Ipswich, so so with Dennis Lowe, this is my 5th.
Wonderful. But you've done lots of other things as well, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Your name pops up in all different Amdram groups around Suffolk.
does,
probably
yeah.
beyond if I only knew. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lots in Great Yarmouth, where I'm from originally, and I still go back and do shows at the Spa Pavilion. Not Spa Pavilion. What am I talking about?
You're here
the
now.
Pavilion Theatre in Gorton.
Yes.
That's my home.
Yeah,
So-
fantastic. Oh, Galston's lovely as well, isn't it? Brilliant, lovely, great part of Suffolk. So tell me about this year's Dennis Lowe pantomime. Tell me, I know it's going to be the traditional one, but tell me a bit, things that might be a bit different for
Quirky?
us. Go on.
No, it is. It's, I mean, as I said, I've done 57 years of pantomime. But this year is so refreshing because it's different.
What's different?
I think it would give too much away.
Give us a hint.
Beauty isn't your normal princess.
Okay.
She's a modern girl.
Oh, okay.
Feisty.
Independent, yeah?
Absolutely independent woman.
Yeah.
And she lets everyone know.
Okay.
But all the characters are wonderful.
Yeah.
It's moving away from the book, but keeping traditional.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
So we'll recognise parts of it, but we'll also be surprised by some of it,
I think
will we?
you'll recognise 75% of it.
Absolutely.
It's the other 25% you must probably go home and talk about.
Lots of tongue-in-cheek moments as well. So
Yeah.
there's something for everybody still. There's something for the adults and the children.
Oh, wonderful.
Lots of visuals as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Lots of jokes as well. If you're Panto Dame
Yes.
Dolly, you are going to be...
There's lots of jokes, some for the adults,
yeah,
some for
that
the
will go
children.
to children's heads, I'm
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been good fun, hasn't it?
It has. It's been great fun.
Tonight has been like the first run
Yeah.
that we've had. So the script is a handbag. It's not a script. You just have a quick look before you go on.
Exactly, quick glance.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
And what you can't remember, you make up.
That's the beauty of pantomime.
It is.
Well, it is, because the audience don't know. They don't know what's coming.
No.
You do, and the rest of the cast do, but you can cover that sort of thing, and sometimes
Yeah, but
that's what
sometimes
makes
you
it
get
fun.
on there and you don't know what's coming
No.
because you can't remember.
But then that's why you rely on people like Tash. Being the good fairy, I'm sure she will help you out.
Absolutely. I
that's what
wave my
good
magic
fairy's there
wand,
for.
and apart from one moment where I decide I don't want to help, and it's quite nice because she's quite a sassy fairy.
Yeah.
So she's not just. What I like about this, all the female characters in this have kind of been given a modern twist. So they are feisty, they are independent, they are kind of modern women, great role models for young girls as well.
Brilliant.
So.
Yes, there's a lot of thought gone into this.
Yeah.
I mean, there always is, isn't there? But, you could just pick up the script and go, oh, we'll just do another rerun of this. But actually,
The
it's...
musical numbers are good. The choreography is brilliant.
Yeah,
I mean, as I said, I've done a lot of shows. And this is spot on, the choreography.
yeah.
Really good.
Fantastic.
What's beautiful as well about this is Suze has taken what her dad built and has just built on it. And as our dame can attest, he has performed with Susie when she was an absolute
I actually
babe.
brought Susie on stage as a babe.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we used
wow.
to do the shows for Den.
Yeah.
And he was a smashing guy.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
I said to Susie, "Do you remember the plum velvet dress?" And she went, "Yeah." I carried her on stage in the finale.
But I think that's lovely, actually.
So it's
Yeah.
the full circle.
Especially with this being Dennis Lowe's 59th panto.
Which is incredible. I mean, which other panto company can you think of in Great Britain that's actually had 59
No.
pantomimes
They
with the
don't.
same...
They're here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's
We'll
quite
try
a legacy,
panto
isn't
this
it?
year, and then
Yeah.
bother us, so,
Yeah.
And there's always some kind of connection to the original. And that's
Yeah.
what's great about Susie's scripts, because she updates her dad's scripts.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the added bonus of Roger this year, so it just makes it extra special.
I found coming back to the theatre, I felt Dennis here
Yeah.
this week.
I bet.
It's been quite...
I don't think he's ever left, really. You wouldn't. I mean, he would absolutely live in here, wouldn't he? And why would you leave? He loved the place
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And now with all of this going on, he'd be in his element, wouldn't he?
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy memories.
I'm sure. And we're going to have lots of happy memories this Christmas, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Oh, there'll be lots of fun memories this
So,
year.
how long have we got until opening night now?
We open next Friday.
Next Friday.
Wow. Okay.
Friday the 20th is our opening night.
Yeah, so plenty of time. It'll all be all right on the night.
That's what they say, but we don't know what night.
They'll have to come to all to find out.
Exactly. Oh, well, it's been lovely talking to both of you.
And to you.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
And for the rest of the cast, a bit that I saw as I came in and waited in the wings, it looked incredible. Your voice,
Thank
Dash,
you.
is incredible. Didn't want to disturb you, but I thought, wow.
Yeah.
I was standing outside and I could hear you.
Yeah, don't need a mic.
That's quite a voice, isn't it? Yeah, no mic at all.
No mic
Singing is
needed.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
wonderful.
amazing.
And I'm sure that you'll want some audience participation as well.
Absolutely, and there's so much in this version, which is great fun for everybody.
Well,
so
mums and dads, children like, they're absolutely going to love it, I'm sure.
they will. They definitely will.
Wonderful. Great to talk to both of you for Ruby Shoes podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.
And the Spa Pavilion Panto Sleeping Beauty will be running until Wednesday, the 1st of January. To get your tickets, go to spapavilion.uk. Now, I did promise you not just one, but 2 Christmas show reviews. Here's the first. Red Rose Chain Theatre Company have their very own special adaptation of Pinocchio. Take a listen.
What? What are you laughing at? You don't know? You don't know?
So tonight, Red Rose Chain Theatre Company, we've been seeing Pinocchio, which is their Christmas event. It was the opening night tonight. What did you think, Steve?
It's one of the best shows I've seen in years.
It really was, wasn't it?
It was the most incredible thing. 3 actors doing the most incredible stuff. How they even remembered their lines, let alone all the parts they play. The scenery looked sparse when you arrived, but when as it progressed, you suddenly realised how incredibly innovative it was.
It was so clever.
The whole thing
Things
was.
just kept happening, and you thought, oh my goodness, where's that come from? It was just brilliant. My cheeks are aching. I've laughed so much. I came last year to their Christmas show, which was brilliant, but this was literally out of this world. It was so funny.
Absolutely. The shame is, I'd like to say about all the things that were in it,
But we can't.
but we can't.
Can't give it away.
People need to
There's
come and
loads
see
of
it. People need to
surprises.
come and see it.
Absolutely, and it's really fast-paced as well. And considering it's the opening night, there was no gaps, there was no pauses, there was no hesitation. Just brilliant. So much energy and just hilarious. My top tip is don't sit on the front row. I'm not going to say why, but I'm just saying don't sit on the front row.
Good advice.
How about that? Red Rose Chain Pinocchio. It's actually it's on until, I've lost my poster now, beginning of January.
Whilst you're looking for
I'm
that,
having a quick look.
Whilst you're looking for that, let me just say, actually, they have nearly sold out of tickets. So you need to get your tickets fast for this. They've got some left.
Very few left up until Christmas, and then there's a few left. I think it's the 5th of... This is so rubbish of me. I think it's the 5th of January it goes on to. I will double check that, and when we're back in the Ruby Shoes podcast studios, I will have the poster and I will be able to tell you for sure.
If you're in doubt, if you think, what can I go and see this year? Go and see this. It is just amazing.
Red Rose Chain Theatre Company, Pinocchio. You'll love it. Adapted by Joanna Carrick, who is absolutely incredible. Always pulls something out of the bag, and she really has smashed it this year. And yes, it does indeed run until Sunday, the 5th of January. And 3/4 of their tickets are already sold out. So go to redrosechain.com to catch yours. Our second review this week is from the west of the county. Aladdin is currently running at the Theatre Royal in Bury St Edmunds. Oh, so we find ourselves in Bury St Edmunds today. We've been to the lovely Theatre Royal, small but perfectly formed, absolutely gorgeous, to see their pantomime called Aladdin. And it's all set in the Grand Ebenezer Hotel, and Aladdin is a bellboy in this one. It was lovely, wasn't it? Wasn't it just gorgeous, Steve? What did you think?
Well, the whole theatre was full of children screaming and shouting. They were so into it. It was untrue, wasn't it?
It was amazing. I love the camel. There's a camel on stage. Very, very cute camel. Everybody fell in love with her. The princess is beautiful, as you might imagine. There was lots of twists and turns you don't necessarily expect, I think. And also, I thought for a small theatre, the special effects were very, very clever.
The scenery of special effects and the whole thing
very professional,
was incredibly well staged, you've got to say, for such a small theatre.
And I think there was literally one seat left in the whole performance, so hugely popular. And it is just a gorgeous theatre. If you've never been to the Theatre Royal in Preston before, do come to it just to see it, because it's a real... Oh, there goes my car. We're standing outside my car and it's just locked itself again. It's like, get in, it's cold. But no, it's well worth a visit. Lovely panto. Everybody put their life and soul, literally their heart and soul, into it, didn't they?
They did indeed.
Yeah, really good. Great music as well, some good tracks.
And a really good live band.
Yes, that's really nice, actually. The live band and the mixture of music. There was one for us oldies as well.
There was.
Most of the younger ones, but it was good. Fantastic panto dame, very funny. Really, really good. Just thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's another one to go and see.
Definitely. Next week, it's our final Ruby Shoes podcast for 2024, and we have a rather special guest. The one and only Louis Spence will be joining us next week. Plus, I have a rather brilliant last-minute present idea if you're still struggling for ideas just 2 days before the big day. In the meantime, here's some more great shows you just might want to check out.
What's on across Suffolk with Stephanie McIntyre. Sponsored by Ruby Shoes Podcast, your weekly entertainment news podcast. Available from your smart speaker, Apple, Spotify, or you just follow Ruby Shoes Podcast on Facebook and click on the weekly podcast link to listen.
There's a host of great shows on offer across Suffolk's magnificent theatres, and here's just a selection to tempt you. Monday the 16th of December at the Marina Theatre in Lowestoft, celebrate the holiday season with Andre Rieu's dazzling Christmas concert Gold and Silver on their cinema screen. This magical event embodies the festive spirit of Christmas, bringing you joy, warmth and sparkle to the big screen. Get ready to be transported to the wondrous world of enchanting glamour that is Andre's Winter Wonderland. Under the sparkle of 150 chandeliers and 50 Venetian candelabras, feel your heart warm with the magical melody of all your favourite Christmas classics. Go to marinatheatre.co.uk to find out more. Tuesday the 17th of December is the opening night of Suffolk's biggest panto, Jack and the Beanstalk, at the Ipswich Regent Theatre. Join them in the land of fairy tales, where poor hero Jack and his dotty mum Dame Trot, played by Gavin Ashbury, are tricked into selling their beloved cow Daisy for a useless bag of beans. Laugh at silly Simon, funny man Mike Squeaky McLean back for his 9th year. Boo and hiss at the wicked flesh creep, none other than Michael Greco from EastEnders fame. And cheer on our hero Jack as he climbs the beanstalk to rescue his sweetheart Jill, TikTok sensation Abby Buddin, from the giant's castle in the clouds. Also starring TV and dance sensation Louis Spence as Spirit of the Beans. Jack and the Beanstalk is running until Tuesday the 31st of December. For tickets, go to ipswichtheatres.co.uk. You're invited to the Theatre Royal in Bury St Edmunds to the Grand Abenaza Hotel, the finest hotel in all of Arabia. Join Aladdin and his friends this Christmas as they try to defeat the hotelier from hell. Go to theatreroyal.org for more details. Performances are running through until Sunday the 12th of January. The Spa Pavilion in Felixstowe brings you Sleeping Beauty, their Christmas pantomime from Friday the 20th of December through to Wednesday the 1st of January. Families will be entertained and enthralled with this all-new version of a classic tale of devilment and daring do. Expect lashings of laughter, frantic frivolity, gorgeously glittering costumes, a spectacular set, and plenty of He's Behind You, which will make the 59th Dennis Lowe Theatre Company pantomime a memorable outing for everyone. Written and directed by Susie Lowe, this year's hotly anticipated show perhaps the longest running pantomime by any single theatre company in Britain, will bring the classic fairy tale to life. Go to spapavilion.uk for your tickets. Red Rose Chains Theatre Company's Pinocchio at the Avenue Theatre in Ipswich is currently running, and it's available for all ages. Written by Carlo Collodi, adapted by Red Rose Chains' Joanna Carrick, it features all the traditional characters, but with a host of other extraordinary characters, including a talking cricket, a blue fairy and a giant shark. Pinocchio learns to dance and sing, but will he ever learn the qualities he needs to make him into a real boy? To find out, book your tickets on redrosechain.com. And finally, Sleeping Beauty is at the New Wolsey Theatre as their rock and roll panto star this year. To book your tickets, go to wolseytheatre.co.uk. Performances are on until Saturday the 18th of January. Don't forget, you can always get in touch with us via our Facebook page. It's at Ruby Shoes Podcast. We'd love to hear about your forthcoming plays, perhaps your comedy nights, maybe even your panto, because they do run into the new year, and then we'll tell everybody else about it. You can always listen again to any of the Ruby Shoes podcasts via Apple or Spotify, or just simply click on the podcast links that we publish every week on our Facebook page. And follow us there too for all the latest entertainment news. I'm Steph McIntyre. Thanks for listening, and we'll chat more live theatre and all kinds of entertainment news next week. In the meantime, check out those socials at Ruby Shoes Podcast. We're on Twitter or X, Facebook and Instagram, and we love you to follow us there. You make sure you have a great week.